Please have a seat. Thank you very much. I'm humbled, I'm honored to be here. I'm challenged because I've got 30 minutes. And really proud to be again over here in this absolutely phenomenal brand, in this absolutely phenomenal organization, in this absolutely phenomenal club we know and call as Legacy. I think let's give them a big round of applause. So my journey started with Malaysia a couple of years ago when I was here knowing 2 people in the country. Now some of you know this story, but I think it's worth mentioning it again. So I came to Malaysia knowing 2 people in the country, and when I came over here, everyone told me exactly all the reasons why Better Lifestyle group of companies will never work in this country ever. Especially being a foreigner. They said, oh, you have no idea how the Malaysians think. Oh, you have no idea we do not do digital products. People need to feel and see. And the list went on and on. I had a choice. I had a choice to buy what they told me. I had a choice to listen to myself and move forward. I had a choice to feel uncomfortable and say, oh my God, this is too difficult to move on. Let's just run away and go back to Dubai. Or I had a choice to stay and move forward. It's always a choice. If I asked you a question today, how many of you feel absolutely rocking about the Malaysian government, about the Malaysian economy? How many of you are so excited that Malaysia economically will rock 2016 and all of you will be prosperous? You're laughing about it, right? And the reason is because you know that's not what it looks like. You know that's not what the newspaper says. And while you can still raise your finger and say, you know, one of the reasons I didn't make money in my life was because I was in Malaysia. You could say that. Or you could take responsibility. And you can step up. That's what Better Lifestyle group of companies is all about. It's all about taking the opportunity and stepping the game up. Apart from the many things that you will learn with this amazing organization, is that the number one thing is that you will change. Now here's the thing we need to understand. Even if the Malaysian economy was doing good, even if you had the dream government that you wanted to have, your life wouldn't change much. Because if it did, it should have changed already. Because if it did, then the other Malaysians, when the economy did well, it should have changed their lives too. They should have become millionaires too. So what belief patterns do you come here with? What do you believe in? Grow up and the government will take care of you? And you'll live happily ever after? That's most of us grew up with. That's one of the belief patterns I grew up with as well. Or you can decide to step up. And one of the things, how many of you know Jim Rohn? Can I see show of hands? Okay, about 10% people in this room. Now if you don't know who Jim Rohn is, and you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, which means you understand English, Google this person. A great philosopher, great thinker. Listen to what he says. So one of the things, and he's one of my mentors too. It was unfortunate that I didn't get a chance to meet him because in 2009, he passed away. He said, for things to change, you need to change. Very powerful. For things to change, you need to change. I know people who wake up in the morning, look at the weather, and they are pretty mad. It's hazy today. Oh, today it's a clear sky, but it's so hot. I don't know, probably they're expecting to snow in Malaysia or something. I don't know. They'll always find a way to find something wrong in whatever is the circumstance or the situation that they cannot control. Make sense? All of us at some point in our lives could relate to that. All of us at some point in our lives failed at doing something. And that needs to change. Are you driven by fear? Oh my God, what if I got rejected? $600 to get started? You must be kidding. Who has that kind of money? Or anything else? I really have to put in some hours to build the business? I'm not sure about that. I'm pretty happy getting stuck in an 8 o'clock morning traffic jam every day. You know, sometimes I travel in Malaysia, and I'll give you an example of a toll. You know, a toll gate you have in Malaysia? At 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, people are rushing for their offices, and there are people, yes, there are people still in Malaysia who try and skip the toll. And the one which I usually pass and where I've seen this, that's 2 ringgit. And some of you would say, but Tahir, that's 2 ringgit times 2 going back and forth, that's 4 ringgit times 30 days, that's a lot of money. In the process, do you know what they do? They lose the most expensive thing in the world. What could that be? Time. That's right. I remember meeting one girl once, she got fired from a job. She was very upset about it, and she was in one of my seminars, and I said congratulations to her. She got extremely upset when I said that, and I said, the reason I said congratulations to you is because now you have the most expensive commodity in the world, and that's time. So use it wisely. This company shows you how you can buy time through the power of leverage. You can enjoy the time freedom. I know a lot of you want to make money, and then do what? Or you like the pink color notes, the Malaysian ringgit notes? No, it's more than that. It's so you can spend the time and enjoy the time freedom with the people you love and care the most, isn't it? That's what this organization and the company teaches you. So when I came to Malaysia, the journey wasn't easy. That's the message I want to give you today. When you look at all the achievers who are going to come up over here and get their checks and see the results and hear from them, do not think that you are there and they are there. Oh my God, you just can't do it. This is not for you. Because every single champion who becomes one has to go through the same adversity, through the same challenges, through the same difficulties, through the same rejections that you might think that you will go through. It's no different. The difference is the one who quits and the one who carries on forward. So the question is, which one do you want to be? So I've got a question for you. Think about this. How do you beat someone, defeat someone who will not give up? If you think that the presenters over here, the trainers over here were born presenters, were born trainers, the people who will come up and who made the money were absolutely great in convincing people from the day they were born, then you're wrong. You see, this is what I learned when I grew up. I learned that a skill could be learned. I learned that geniuses are built. They're not born geniuses. Of course, some of the greatest people in the world, I'll give an example of someone who is among the top 100 tennis players of the world. I was coaching him. And in the midst of coaching him in South Africa, in Durban, I realized that he is just like anyone else. Just like any other human being. So what kept him going? Why was he among the top 100? biggest tennis players ever in the world. Top 20 or top 30 in South Africa. Because he didn't give up. The defining line between what you do and what you can do is not giving up. Right? So I'll ask you a question. How many of you are business owners over here? Can I see a show of hands? Everyone at the back. How many of you actually have a job? Can I see a show of hands? So the rest of you are jobless, is it? Okay. So once again, how many of you do not do anything and the reason you're here is because, oh, it's a Sunday, let's just go and see what's happening. You have no idea what will happen here. Right? So I'm not saying that fire your boss and start building the business instantly. That doesn't make sense. But what I'm saying is that when you start building the business, you need to make that decision. You need to know what is at stake. Most people whine about things in life. Most people complain about things in life. But when they get an opportunity to do something, all they do is nothing. When they get an opportunity to do something, they'd rather have a party on a weekend than actually be in a room like this. So I think all of you deserve a huge round of applause over here for being here in the first place. You've taken the first step, or the second. It got you started, but it won't get you where you want to go. If anyone ever told you that better lifestyle is a walk in a park, all you have to do is sign up, go back home, enjoy your popcorn and watch your movies, and you are going to become 5-figure and 6-figure income earners, they were lying to you. And I'm pretty sure no one would do that. It's tough. It's hard. You will get rejected. People will make fun of you. People will say, what nonsense are you talking about esports? They will. They did this with everyone, whether it was Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, whether it was Bill Gates or literally anyone else. They did this with everyone. So what do you want to be? A leader, a pioneer, or just a follower? Why do you want to do this business? So here's what I'd like you to understand. What is at stake? What is at stake for you with Better Lifestyle Group of companies? Because if you don't know what is at stake, you will give up. If you don't know what is at stake, you will find an excuse for not doing it. So if someone comes and says, $600, I don't have the money. Can they be lying about it? Maybe not. Maybe they're just being honest that they actually don't have the money. If a fat person comes up and starts telling everyone how fat he is he lying? No, he's fat. He's not lying. But will that help that person get where they want to be? Does that make them happy about doing what they want to do? No. Same is true about what we are doing over here. If a person says that we don't have money, and if any one of you in this room is thinking exactly the same thought, I've got just one thing for you. Oh my God. No one in this room needs this opportunity as bad as you do. If that's your answer. Because if you don't have $600, what's happening? Where are you in your life? Where is it going? Where should it go? That's an answer. It's called perspective. You know, a lot of people who are not rich or who are poor, they say that these rich people, they're really evil people, very arrogant people, and they know how to make money and rob the poor people. That's a wrong conception. So there was a study that was done. They said that, okay, we'll take the money from all the rich people in the world, distribute it equally to everyone in the world. Okay? To create equality of money in less than 5 years, all the money will go back to the richest people in the world. How powerful is that? Why? They have systems. Why? Because they have certain mechanics that work differently. So one lesson I would like you to teach today. For things to change, I need to change. Nothing will change till I change. Could you repeat that after me? For things to change, I need to change.
I need to change.
Let's do that again. For things to change,
For things to change,
I need to change.
I need to change.
Because when you start changing, all of a sudden everything around you starts changing. It's amazing. You should try this sometime. I knew a couple that got married last year. And when they got married, they were like, all my friends are getting married. What happened? Perspective. Because when you start changing, you start seeing things differently. The perspective of where I'm standing right now is different from the perspective where you are sitting right now. And it's right here. Okay, so that's a starting point. For things to change, I need to change. Go back home, write this somewhere down. Why? Because you will see enough reasons for you to change the things through the opportunity that we offer you today. But most of you, over 80% of you, would stop at the first objection. Over 80% of you would stop when the first person makes fun of you. Over 80% of you will say, oh my God, I've tried everything possible, it doesn't work for me. Here's the other thing I learned. No matter how much you plan, you have to take action. As you might have heard, talks are cheap. What matters is action. So what action are you going to take? For those of you who are already in the business, what will change today when you leave? For those of you who are still thinking, is this for me or is this not for me? What action will you take that will change the course of the people you love and care the most? Money is important. It's right there. But there's something deep down money. And what is that? It's the life of the people you love and care the most. You want to give them a great life. True? That's what this opportunity could do for you. Think about that. Here's another question, especially for business owners. Even people who are not doing businesses can relate to this question. If you give Maybank, all of you know Maybank, right? $1 and say, Maybank, invest this dollar for me. Fixed deposit, let's say. How much are they going to give you after 1 year? Anyone? If you give $1 to Maybank, how much will they give you after 1 year? 3? 3 cents? Yeah, about 3%. So if you give them $100, what will they do after 1 year? They will give you $3 back. With me? So that's your Maybank. You want to be safe? That's the safest place to put the money in. The unfortunate part is that the Malaysian ringgit is depreciating a lot faster than you can imagine. I'll give an example. 10 years ago, people who put their Malaysian ringgit in banks, in fixed deposit, and got 2 or 3 or 4% per year, after 10 years they lost all their money. They lost that 3-4% because the currency depreciated. The value of the currency went down. It is like buying a BMW. After 10 years, it becomes a bicycle. Try and imagine that for a minute. What happened? Recession? I don't know. Where did your BMW go? I don't know. So that's what happens with money. So that's one option. The other option is you can go and start a traditional business with the risk factors that are there, or the money that you don't have. But what if you have a business opportunity like what we have right now? You put in $600, one time, do 4 sales in your life. You cover your capital back, anything else on top of that is your profit. This is a worst case scenario. For those of you who are good in playing games, can play games and cover that money. How soon, that depends on you. Could be 1 week, could be 1 month, could be quicker than that. That's your worst case scenario with this opportunity. I've done a lot of businesses in the world. Before Better Lifestyle Group of Companies, I was involved with a real estate business in Dubai. And just to validate what I'm saying, I was awarded by the Prime Minister of the country for my achievements in the real estate business. My best month in 2007, 2008, my best month looked like 54 million ringgit. Thank you. Now the reason I say this is not to wow myself, although I'm humbled and appreciate your acknowledgement on that. The reason I say that is because there's something very special about what we do here. So I left real estate to do what I'm doing right now. Why? One of the things you'll see in my book is I teach people on how to be empowered. How we can take literally anyone and change them. And you know what the first thing people need to change is the mindset, not the skill. 80% of the business that you build is psychology, especially for league owners here. 80% is psychology, not skills. 20% is skills. Tony Robbins said this was a multi-billionaire. 80% is what? Psychology. So if you've got a poor psychology, you'll have a poor business, no matter how skilled you are. That is why when you see some of the people coming up over here, they may not be the best gamers, they may not be the best IT people, but when you talk to them, you will understand how powerful their psychology is. Make sense? Yes. Right? So, our job, we are on a mission on creating millionaires. So my question to all of you in this room is, how many of you are interested in creating and impacting the change that you want to create in your life? Can I see a show of hands? How many of you are interested in changing your life? Pretty much everyone in this room, right? Otherwise you would be in the wrong room, in case you're expecting a buffet or something after this, right? So that's one aspect. Now, the book talks about my journey, how I started with nothing. I come from a very poor family background. My dad started with Emirates Airline, and now, of course, it's a huge airline, but then that's how we started. So at the age of 27, I earned my first million. At the age of 27. Thank you. You know what happened after that? So people looked at me and said, people who didn't understand what I was doing, they said, oh, Tahir, my family and friends, you are such a lucky person. They didn't understand the sweat that went into it. They didn't understand the nights when we were awake that went into it. But something magic happened after that, and before I tell you what happened, I want to read you a line from an amazing book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Okay? Now, how many of you love reading books? About 10% people in this room. If you love money, if you want to make money, start reading books. And I don't mean novels, fantasy ones. I mean business, self-development books. Those are the other kind of books. Jim Rohn, he said that you want to see how rich a person is, don't go to his house and see how big his car is. That's what a lot of Malaysians do. Go to his house and look for his library. For the books he keeps determines how rich he is. Very powerful. So when I heard him say this in 2009, I didn't have a book shelf or a library, except for my academic books. Something I do not like reading a lot. I made a habit of doing that. So get used to doing things that you don't like doing. That is called change. That is what it will take. So this is what Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich. He said that when wealth starts coming to you, it starts coming to you in so much abundance, in so much generosity, that you wonder where was all this wealth hiding all the time. With me? Yes. So when I was reading this book in 1999, when I was 19, when I was 20, I was like, this guy must be crazy. Because I couldn't see any wealth till I was 27. It took me less than 60 days I'll repeat that. It took me less than 60 days, less than 2 months to make my second $1 million. US dollars. Wow. So some people look and say, you were lucky. It wasn't luck. I started working when I was 17. By work, I mean I started my own business. And it took me a 10-year journey, 4 failed businesses, couple of 100,000 rejections, God knows how many sleepless nights before that first $1 million came in. But when that first $1 million came in, you know what changed? It was not the economy. It was not the king of the buy. It was me that changed. And that's what I realized. The number one thing that changed in the process was me, consistently again and again. And that is what this opportunity offers you. I don't know when was the last time you were with $1 million earners offering you a platform where they will share their expertise and knowledge to make you successful. And that's the beauty of what we do over here. I'll end with this one last thing. So that's what my book speaks about. Fabian will tell you more about my book later on. I'll end with this one last thing. Tony Robbins said it. He said, it's in the moments of decision your destiny is shaped. And by that I don't mean whether you want to be a part of this opportunity or not. That's one decision. But our mind consistently keeps making decisions. The moment I step down, the moment the achievers come up, the moment you walk out of that door, what is that decision? You know, there are some people who will walk out of this door and they won't be able to sleep because of excitement, because they will feel that they've just got the gold mine. They will make a list of people and start calling them. Even we will tell them not to, because we'll train you on that. They'll still do that. There will be people who leave that door who will still be skeptical and say, I'm not sure if this is for me. So here's what I want to leave you with. When you make whatever decision you make, when you're not sure, when you feel uncomfortable, it means you're growing. Jim Rohn said, you know what's the biggest risk about life? You know what's the biggest risk about life? The biggest risk about living is that everyone dies. And we all know that. So if we know that no one is going to get out alive, why not make the best of it? So I'll pass it back to the host. Thank you so much for having me over here. God bless you.